So I have a confession to make. I'm a masochist. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not what you think. I'm what science calls a benign masochist. And chances are good that you're one too. If you'd like to eat spicy foods, have a penchant for scary movies or roller coasters, you are a benign masochist. Benign masochism is when we're drawn to negative experiences that our brain falsely interprets as threatening. Why are we drawn to this? Well, because of what comes next. We experience what's called a hedonic reversal, where pain turns to pleasure, or pleasure becomes pain. The spiciness of food isn't pleasurable. To the uninitiated, eating a hot pepper can be a horrible experience. But the hot pepper triggers an opposite secondary response. So it's that rush of endorphins you feel that is pleasurable. Now, part of the hedonic reversal is that if you come back time and again and subject yourself to the negative stimulus, so eating hot peppers in our case, you begin to adapt. And you can tolerate spicier and spicier foods. But the real beauty of this is that as you build an immunity or a tolerance to that negative stimulus, the positive secondary reaction can be deeper and or longer lasting. Benign masochism has played a big role in my life as I've taken on the sport of ultra running. I ran my first 100-mile ultra marathon last year, and the secondary responses I received over those 200 days of training as well as the race itself were profound. The lessons I took away from the experience could fill pages of several books, and maybe one day they will. My 100-mile ultra goal was inspired by Jessi Itzler. Jessi's an entrepreneur, an author, keynote speaker, endurance athlete, and quite frankly, one of the most fascinating individuals I've ever encountered. Back in the fall of 2018, I was taking his online coaching course called Build Your Life Resume. By the way, highly recommend it. His course focuses on achieving personal growth across all the areas of our lives: business, family, personal, as well as fitness. I've also enjoyed the fact that Jessi and his course have attracted an exceptional community of people that are all united in this common purpose to inspire one another, challenge each other, and create life experiences that keep us really out of our comfort zones where life is meant to be lived. During the class, he shared a quote, "How you do anything is how you do everything." At the time, I had no idea just how profound of an effect those words would have on me. At the time, I was living a compartmentalized life. I had my fitness goals, my work goals, my family, and life were all these separate silos. I recently left my job at Amazon to pursue my own tech startup focused on fitness philanthropy, and I was in a rut. I was working my ass off, but not really seeing the results I expected. My fitness goals were also getting trampled by some health issues and the stress I was feeling in other parts of my life. So coming back, that "how you do anything is how you do everything" quote really woke me up to the fact that negative personality traits, habits, or beliefs that are holding me back in my personal life are likely having a negative effect and influence in my business life and my fitness goals as well. So after a bit of reflection, I established my goal. I was going to run a 100-mile ultra marathon while at the same time preparing to launch my startup at the same time. It didn't make much logical sense necessarily, but I knew I needed to try. I had this deep-seated instinct telling me I couldn't not do it. And fast forward to April of last year, and I succeeded in finishing my ultra, but was still struggling to get my company off the ground. Now, I've come a long way since last April, and today, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm still dedicated towards launching my startup, and just last week, I committed to taking on an endurance goal for 2020 that scares the crap out of me. Here it is. So the next question you might have is how do you plan to tackle this goal? Well, the answer is, I don't yet have the full answer. I'm going to learn and adapt along the way, but I'm not starting from square one or relying on luck either. I know from my past that I'm prone to injury. So I've created a training plan that focuses on actually running with less frequency than I did when I was training for my 100-miler. My runs are mainly going to take place on the weekends with 2 long back-to-back sessions. And then during the week, I'll put in anywhere up to 50 miles on my walking treadmill desk. The bonus is that my training will finally be synergistic with my startup. I now have a goal that requires me to move and be on my feet all day long while I'm working on my business. The second adjustment I'm making straight away has to do with navigation. I've always had a poor sense of direction, and it almost cost me my finish during the 100-miler last year. So afterwards, I realized, look, it's in my power to change. I mean, it's a scary thing to think about being out in the wilderness, sleep deprived, alone with the potential for getting lost, but it's a kick in the pants I need, really, to take ownership and commit to learning how the hell to navigate in the backcountry. As a starting point, I created a video I'd like to share with you pertaining to the Bigfoot 200 that I'm going to be running in August. I downloaded the GPS track for the course, then I imported it into Google Earth and produced a flyover video that breaks the course into 15 segments. There's essentially one for each aid station. This has already begun to help me to visualize where I'll be, the directions the course will take, key landmarks, and elevation. So there's still lots to learn and certainly lots to work on, work to be done, but it is a start. So here's a course flyover. Enjoy, and if you'd like to follow my journey, please click on the subscribe button below. Thank you.